We're live.
We are live. All right. And we are connecting on multiple platforms this evening. Are we both on the screen?
We are both on the screen.
Excellent. Okay. So,
What's up?
it sounded like you were going to say something.
This is the first time we're going to do a dual stream on Instagram and YouTube. So this will be saved to YouTube, hopefully going forward. You'll be able to find our collection of these on that platform as well.
We have a lot of members that don't really use like Instagram and Facebook, but YouTube is a very popular platform to research.
And personally, I find it a little easier when looking for old content to use YouTube.
I agree. So we are here. We welcome you guys. Hey, D. Mitch, Hungry Beard. If you guys don't know, my name is Michele.
Randy.
We're the owners of RevolutioniZe Nutrition, and we started doing these live streams around during COVID to make sure that we gave all of our members and non-members a way to access us, ask their common questions that they have regarding nutrition and fitness, and to just provide education and good content for you guys to take and apply to your lifestyle and lives and get the results that you want.
Yeah, that.
So, in addition, this past week, I had the pleasure of working the front desk at RevolutioniZe Nutrition, which I normally don't do. And it gave me an opportunity to have some beautiful conversations with our members that I don't normally get to have, and hear your guys' stories, your success stories, and your love for the program, your love for the nutritionists that you work with. And it was really, really wonderful to hear such great feedback from you guys. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate you coming to me and sharing your stories with me. It was beautiful. I think I got a little teary-eyed during some of the conversations. I'm not going to lie.
So I heard.
So you heard. Well, RevolutioniZe is our baby, and our members and our employees are our family. So we just want to make sure that everybody is getting the services that they want and the results
they should be getting.
That they should be getting, and to just keep reminding you all that even though Randy and I aren't in the office at all times, you have access to us at all times. So whether that's via DMing us on social media, emailing us at revolutionizenj@gmail.com,
any of the social media accounts,
any social media, YouTube, through our website, like we are here for you, and we just want you to know that we got your backs.
Yes.
So
today's a fun one, a little different, a little sciencey.
Yes.
So what do we got?
I don't know. I didn't prepare for this.
Later, guys.
Okay, bye. No, kidding. Like I had to state that I was kidding. So today we are going to discuss the 5 common questions that we receive regarding caloric intake and caloric expenditure. So the amount of calories that we're consuming every day versus the calories that we are burning every day. So we're going to have 5 common questions, and we're going to dip right into that. At any time, we want you to know that you can drop your questions in the comment section, or any tips or advice that may have helped you in your journey. We want you to feel free to do so.
Yeah, I'd say this is going to be, we have some soft science episodes which go more psychology and mindset, and some more hard science ones. And this is, I think, going to lead a little bit more toward the hard science, where there's not as many questions about the how, but maybe more, there might be more questions of the how can I apply that to me?
Yes. And for our YouTube viewers, we have a lot more action over on our Instagram. So if you see us pausing and interacting with the audience and you don't know where these comments are coming from, that's where they're coming from. All access. Did you guys start the Only Revs website yet? We did not start it yet, but that is something that is coming
kind of sort of
for 2023. So stay tuned on that.
Nice.
I am the moderator of Only Revs.
I'll have to start a Reddit for it.
We should. Okay, so
subreddit.
Let's dip into this. Let's go into our first question regarding this. Hey, Ro, I see you. The first question is, are calorie intake trackers accurate? So an app like MyFitnessPal, Lose It, there's many trackers out there.
And I think a good thing to say before this is the difference between accurate and precise.
I like that.
So
precision and accuracy.
I'm sure I'm going to mess it up because that's what I do best.
You're going to like reverse the two.
Yeah. Precision is how close you are to the truth each time.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking for a bullseye, I'm hitting a true bullseye each time. That's precision. Accuracy is not so much whether it's precise, but are you getting the same measurement each time?
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, you want to have a precise and accurate measurement. But more often than not, these trackers are not precise, but they are accurate.
Yes. So we're going to roll with that. And it might not be precise, but as long as we're within ranges You're going to be okay,
Yeah.
which is a reminder that you don't have to become hyper obsessed with numbers either.
But again, it's like, we're measuring body fat in different devices. One may get you at 10%, one at 15, one at 20. As long as it's accurate to the same measurement each time, it's cool. It's fine. But just don't take the true number so seriously.
Correct. So diving further into that, make sure things you want to keep in mind when it comes to a calorie tracker is make sure you're tracking your quantities correctly. So if you just type in grilled chicken and whatever's automatically pops up, it just says like 1 ounce of grilled chicken. You need to scroll and edit that. So did you have 5 ounces of chicken, 6 ounces of chicken? Edit that.
And these are user accuracy issues, I'd call them.
Yeah. So we're gonna do everything. Okay. The next is inputting the correct food item and a complete nutrition label of a food item. So say you go to type in oatmeal and it gives you the calories, but it's not giving you the macros. It says 000 or NA for proteins, fats, and carbs. That's an incomplete nutrition label. So you want to make sure that the nutrition label makes sense and that the macros equate properly to the calories. So as you know, a gram of protein equals 4 calories, a gram of carbohydrate equals 4 calories, and a gram of fat equals 9 calories. So with simple math, you can make sure that the calories and the macros match up. Very, very, very important.
Yeah, had some good questions.
Good questions.
Yep.
Speaking of accuracy and specific, what would you say the margin of error is on these trackers?
So that's a great question. I wish I had a better
They
answer.
are so broad.
And it's broad from device to device.
Yeah.
Other things are you wearing layers underneath the watch? Is the watch sitting, if we're using the watches, is the watch sitting firmly on your skin? Is there too much sweat? You deal with these problems.
So yeah, I'm actually going to go into more of the margin of error on the caloric expenditure devices in a second.
Yeah, the intake is usually more of user error or an input error.
Yeah,
on the intake.
Yeah. In addition, what some people do is if you're unsure of a food item, you can cross-reference it with the USDA. So go on Google, say calories in filet mignon and see if it kind of matches up. Once you know, yes, it's a little bit of legwork in the beginning, but you have that food item saved as one of your favorite foods and it's easy to access anytime after that.
And every day's apps are getting better, so it gets easier.
It gets better. The barcode scanners, make sure when you scan a barcode on a food item that when the nutrition facts pop up on your MyFitnessPal, that they match the nutrition facts on the actual label, the actual item. Sometimes the wrong product shows up via the bar scanner. So keep that in mind. In addition, say you go to a restaurant and you order a sandwich. If you just go into your MyFitnessPal and search sandwich, a billion things are going to come up with very, very different nutrition facts. So if this is something that you eat commonly, I do advise guesstimating and adding each ingredient independently into the app and saving it as a favorite food so you can add it easily in the future anytime. But
on the flip side, if you're getting sandwiches from chain restaurants and things like that, those are safe to use as is. Safe-ish. Well, safe-ish, not on prep.
One slice says so many grams of carbs, but it really weighs different.
Yeah.
And that it matches the accurate grams too. Yes, I've had different products pop up on the barcode scanners. Yeah, and people don't double check that, and it's weird. So please double check that. Hey Kim, I see you. My 180 calorie protein bar came up as 20 because it had like 0.08 grams. LOL. That is great. All right, cool. So I just want to make sure peanut butter is the only exception for all of this.
True
Ryan,
that.
you make a very good point. That's so true. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I caught up there. Okay, the next thing is, or next question rather, are calorie expenditure trackers accurate? So now we're talking about heart rate monitors, Fitbits, Apple Watches, the caloric tracker on the treadmill or on the elliptical, things like that.
Yes.
Huge. So first off, each device you use, you were kind of saying this before,
has a different set point, let's call it.
They're all calibrated extremely differently from one another. So as a little science experiment, if you want to, for shits and giggles, when you're on the treadmill tomorrow, see what comes up on your calories during your 20-minute cardio session on your watch versus what it says on the treadmill. And I promise you, there's going to be a big difference between the two. In addition, both of those are inaccurate. So the margin of error can be pretty huge. It might say you burn 500 calories when in reality you only burn 350. So
yeah, I hate to say, but usually it is overestimating.
Always overestimating. So it's a great motivation tool.
But don't worry about that too much, especially with the weight training. Now your heart rate, and you'll still burn a lot of calories during that. But the real kicker with those is the calorie burn while you're recovering. So don't get caught up in that as much.
Yes. I'm getting a regular comp it's not. My panic attack is like 200 calories burned. Did I read that right?
That's fantastic.
Sorry.
I'm with you on that.
So sorry. I do measure honey, to be honest. Well,
it's a lot.
You should measure honey, to be honest with you. We can use a lot of it, and the calories add up super quickly. So things like oils, marinades, all of those should be tracked very accurately. So again, going back to the calorie expenditure trackers being correct, no, there's too many variables involved. Every piece of equipment is going to give you different answers. Use it as a motivation source, but understand it is not accurate.
Yeah, so this is not us telling you not to use them.
Use them. They're a great motivation tool.
But understand what they are. If you want to say, I want to beat my calorie burn from last time, I want to keep up with my average calorie burn, fantastic. But don't try to make it accurate to your intake.
Correct. So if you consumed 2,500 calories, you can't say, oh, I'm going to burn X amount of calories.
Yeah.
Like they're just not going to match.
In mathematics, you can, but in real life, we're not. It's not matching up. And it's not that it wouldn't work. It's just that the calculations are incorrect.
Correct. Oh, honey, I see you. And next we have number 3. Why is it important to understand TDEE, total daily energy expenditure? And then beneath TDEE, we have EAT, exercise, activity, thermogenesis, and a few other things. So let's break that down. So within your total daily energy expenditure, you have your basal metabolic rate, which refers to the calories that you burn or energy that you use to perform basic life functions. Yeah, so you are sitting on the couch and literally just surviving.
For me, the analogy, not the analogy, but the way I like to describe it is always, this is the amount of food it takes to keep you alive per day laying in bed.
Now, in addition, you wouldn't think this, but your basal metabolic rate is the largest component of your daily expenditure, where many people think that 1 hour in the gym is the biggest caloric burn of the day. It's not. Surviving your daily functioning is the biggest part of your day. It's going to take up the biggest amount of calories that you burn through the day. Next, you have the thermic. You sound like you're going to say something.
Go. No, because I'm going to go a tangent.
Okay.
So then, I was going to go into a whole lower thermodynamic. I'm like, no. No one needs that.
Have you ever thought of having your own app versus using MyFitnessPal? We have. It's very expensive.
So let me phrase that. It's not expensive to start. It's pretty expensive to match the quality they have. And I don't want to put out something that I want to tell our members to you just go, it's REV. I want you guys to have the best product.
Yeah. So is it something that can potentially happen in the future?
Sure.
It's just, we got to,
unless you guys know some coders that work for free.
We have to find a really good coder, and it's going to be a huge investment. So definitely possibly a future business.
It's a relatively cheap investment to get off the ground. Expensive to make it good.
Yes. And I don't want to give you guys crap. That's for sure. Now, let's say you have a super physical job. Should you take that into account with your TDEE and your macros or your BMR, et cetera? Absolutely.
So I'll use Michelle's example. It's the example I love to use. Her first prep, we were still working as personal trainers, walking around the gym all day, getting quite a bit of NEAT going on, plus our workout.
Yeah.
And as well, when you're walking around, you're probably not in the kitchen, separate. But so her cardio was a lot lower that year.
My cardio was none.
Versus now, where we work primarily desk jobs, her cardio has to be much higher.
Because I'm just not burning calories just from moving from point A to
so
point
when
B.
I work with clients that are either working, construction jobs, jobs like yours, where you're carrying stuff all day too, fitness instructors, whether it be group instructors or just even a trainer walking around the gym, it's very different versus a desk job.
Very, very different.
And it's tremendous difference. And it's one that I'd say really goes, when people outside go have a fast or slow metabolism, a lot of times it's what is their NEAT is a big problem.
Is huge. So I have a couple of friends that claim they have a fast metabolism when really they are just constantly moving all day, and they work very vigorous, labor-intensive jobs, and even their hobbies are labor-intensive. So they're gardening or they're So
even though the times they might eat might be calorie dense, it still might not add up.
Correct. So I do some personal training on the side. The days that I am personal training clients, my step count and my caloric expenditure is much higher on those days versus when I'm sitting doing my behind the scenes computer work, creating program design and so forth. So that's just a perfect example. It could be a difference of like 600 calories just that day from literally.
I have my 600 steps for 15,000 on vacation.
Randy doesn't walk much.
But on vacation, we had quite a few.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So let's keep breaking that down. So you have your basal metabolic rate, okay? So just function and survive. You have your thermic effect of food, or TEF. So this is referring to the calories that you burn to ingest and break down and metabolize your food. And there's a thermogenic effect to that.
And yes, and I love it. This is one of those where I go, yes, it is, but pretend we didn't say that.
Right.
Because
it just requires energy to break down.
It's a minimal, really minimal factor.
It's tiny. It's tiny.
But it's a part of it, but sometimes people get caught up in something like that and go, what food can I eat to boost my metabolism? Don't.
That's all fake.
Protein, kind of. But
yeah, the whole again, boosting your metabolism is
that'll be another topic.
Another marketing tactic. The next one is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT, N-E-A-T. This is a large component of your total daily energy expenditure. And this refers to the calories that you burn doing any movement that isn't exercise. So did I get off the couch to walk to the kitchen? Am I cooking dinner? Am I don't know, playing guitar?
Are you gardening?
Are you gardening? All right. So you're not actually exercising.
This is your work stuff. This is your work movement. This is, are you working in retail and stocking stuff all day?
This right now, what I'm doing here is that.
I try to maintain my energy and stay still.
He does. And he's not lying about that. That is a fact.
I'm saving up all my energy for when I need it.
Fact.
I'm like Snake.
I'm a snake. So rewind. So these are all the components that make up your total daily energy expenditure. You have your basal metabolic rate, your thermogenic energy effect of food, your eats, and your neats. All important to know and to understand that what happens with the misunderstanding of that is people think that if they go really, really hard in the gym for, let's say, an hour, they may overdo it a little bit, to the point that when they get home, they are so exhausted, they plop on the couch and they can't move the remainder of the day. Are you laughing at me? And Randy's energy efficient. He's a green human.
I definitely am. I have a very small carbon footprint.
Should I get him a t-shirt that says that?
Outside of my door dashing. I'm pretty energy efficient.
So if you're going too hard in the gym for an hour and the rest of your day, you're not moving at all, turns out that your total daily energy expenditure might be low. That has happened to me before. My leg days are very intense. I burn a lot of calories during that hour that I'm training legs. Sometimes a little bit too hard that when I get home, I want to do nothing. By the end of the day, the calories that I burned are actually not as much as I thought because I spent so much time sitting on my ass.
Sure. Thank you, Liza.
Randy, walking to get your DoorDash still counts. That's a perfect example of non-exercise activity thermogenesis, Liza.
It is.
Perfect example. Next. Why do I not burn a lot of calories even though I hit my 10,000 steps per day? Intensity matters. Well, you can hit 10,000 steps as per your Fitbit, Apple Watch, whatever it may be. But if it's just kind of moseying around, you're not really getting your heart rate up high enough or reaching a certain type of intensity to get a significant calorie burn that you would see if you did 10,000 steps within 15 minutes and you're running, right?
And that's it too. And another thing, this is where device accuracy could be an issue as well. Is it tracking your calories by heart rate? Is it tracking your calories by movement? So you may get one with 10K that gives you way more calories than you actually burned, and one other can give you way less if it's appropriately going by your heart rate.
See, I hit 10,000 steps a day by drumming. Literally sat at my drum set and I hit 10,000 steps, but it was really just me drumming.
Yeah, which burned some calories.
It did. I was sweating. Remember that day I played drums for 4 hours straight?
Yeah.
And I was like, where did I just go?
Over there at the drum set.
I was so zoned into it. Hyper focus is a fun thing.
That was right before the seminar night.
You drummed for 4 hours?
No, your brain was off.
Oh, my brain's been on overload. Like I told you, I've been working that front desk this week and I freaking love it because I've been able to catch up with everybody, but I've been like, woo, nonstop. Next, does my metabolism slow down as I get older?
Yes.
We're going to break that down. Okay. So first,
yes, but.
Okay. So things that do change, your RMR does change. So based on your height and your weight and your physical activity level, all these things, your energy expenditure may not be as high when you're literally just sitting there as it was when you were, I don't know, 18. But other factors that are involved with this as we get older is our energy expenditure usually changes. Many people will compare their lifestyle at, let's say, 65 years old versus when they were 18.
When they were in boot camp in the army.
Yeah, when they were playing sports, they were out with their friends playing kickball, they were going to parties, they were walking around the mall.
Working 18-hour days, not eating.
Yeah, so you're taking a lifestyle of, let's just say, like 17, 18, 19-year-old versus becoming more sedentary.
And this isn't everyone, but this is
not
sometimes.
Everybody, but it is a thing that exists. And I might be saying this to you and you're like, wow, like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Or you're like, no, I'm actually more active now than I've ever been. So it's just different person to person.
Yeah. And as well, obviously there's the stuff we can control and stuff we can't. Stuff we can control is what Michelle was talking about just now, activity, lifestyle. Things we can't, hormones.
Hormones are another factor.
Hormones.
Liza, mine stopped on my birthday. I heard it click off still, trying to find the right adapter.
Yeah. I mean, so hormones make a factor, but that's luckily something you're able to fix now. Go to your doctor, you can handle it. They get you back to that playing, even playing field.
Yeah, there's things that you can do hormonally, just based off of like basic health, like becoming more physically active.
That's it too. So if you are obese or you may have suboptimal hormone function, that can be fixed without medicine.
Just due to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
But then there are issues surpassing that where hormone replacement therapy
and this
is
male
an
and
option.
female, we're talking.
Both men and women. So that is an option. We know a lot of women that have gone through menopause who work with a hormone replacement doctor to help them with hormone
And we're
functioning.
talking thyroid as well. Hormone doesn't just mean testosterone and estrogen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Those are the big things we had today.
Let me see, did I have anything else regarding that? No, those are the big things. What questions do you guys have? Drop them in the comments. Oh, the other thing was, please drop them in the comments while I'm saying this. The question was, can my metabolism change?
Yes. So the most common way I tell people to change is add lean mass. That's why we always say strength training is king, because as we add lean mass, it takes more calories to maintain that lean mass. So that just means your metabolic rate raised. And vice versa, if you lose muscle mass, your metabolic rate will decrease.
Correct. But I also need to kind of preface that because people are very extreme with their thinking. They say, oh, if I gain muscle mass, then I'll automatically burn like, I don't know, another 1,000 calories a day. It's not going to be that significant.
I want to say 25 calories a pound, something like that, maybe 250 a pound.
It's not a lot. It matters, but it's not significant where you feel you're going to be able to eat an extra 1,000 calories a day. So I kind of need to remind you of that and to understand to not be so extreme with the thinking, because I think that's something that happens very often in this industry altogether.
But it is why you want to focus on.
What about holiday caloric expenditure? Don't know.
96 calories.
96 calories
per pound of muscle.
Per pound of muscle.
That's what I thought, actually.
Pretty good. But gaining muscle mass is also a lot harder than people think.
And 1 pound's a lot. It may take you a month to gain maybe 1 pound.
And that's a newbie gainer.
Yeah.
As you become more established into your bodybuilding, your newbie gains kind of diminish.
It's like if anybody's ever played a video game, it takes as long to level from level 1 to level 50 as it takes to go from level 50 to level 52.
Yeah.
So same thing in bodybuilding.
Let's see. Okay, so let's go back to this. What about holiday caloric expenditure? Don't know if you're going to be on, since I think the next live will fall on Thanksgiving. Oh,
we'll do one before. We'll do one before then. We'll probably do one next week, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll do one next week because we're going to be away that week.
Hold on, no, I'm thinking of it to myself. Can I see your calendar?
Yeah, so we'll do one next week.
Yeah, I think because I think I told Lauren the wrong thing because when she put the Rev lives in.
Well, then we'll adjust that.
Hold on.
I'm talking to the world, not you.
Hold on. No, the next one falls on the 17th.
Okay, we're good then.
Aha! I knew it. Okay, we're good. 17th. So we will be doing we'll probably be doing like a Thanksgiving theme to prepare you guys for the holidays. So what was the question there?
Caloric expenditure different for steady state versus HIIT. So great question.
Oh, sorry.
So short answer, you can burn the same calories either way. It's just a matter of intensity. So if it takes you 15 minutes of HIIT to burn 250 calories, it may take you 45 minutes of steady state to burn them. So it's really a matter of efficiency.
Mm-hmm. How much should I focus on NEAT during the bulk phase? Oh,
It's a good question. This comes down to more
Nice, right?
lifestyle and your comfort level with certain body fat levels.
Mhm.
Short answer would be focus on it. It'll end up just giving you more food, or it'll keep you tighter.
Yeah, it just like you said, it really comes down to
But-
the individual and how many
Yeah.
calories you're just burning at
That's
rest.
right. I also may have misinterpreted the question.
Okay.
If in terms of are you worrying about it because you're stalling in your progress either way, then yes, adjust it. Are you trying to bulk but doing too much during the day? I wouldn't adjust your NEAT, but I would adjust your food. And if your NEAT has dropped, your food might drop.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're kind of correlated.
So I think I answered it both ways now.
Up or down, yeah. So HIIT isn't better at burning fat than steady state, even during a cutting phase.
It's more efficient.
Yeah, it's efficient. You get a lot more done in a short amount of time.
But it can be done the other way. It's just not as efficient.
Yeah, like let's just talk about it from a calorie burn perspective. I'm not talking about muscle or type 2, type 1 muscle fibers, but from a calorie burn expenditure, you might be able to burn, let's just say, like 300 calories in 20 minutes versus 300 calories in an hour. Like, how much time do you have?
And again, and we're talking about the primary functions. The HIIT does have the benefits of mimicking strength training more, so it does help retaining the spare muscle mass, versus where slow steady state really doesn't pull off muscle mass, but moderate to high intensity steady state can pull off muscle mass. Right. So that's why you either see a lot of bodybuilders walking at an incline really slow or killing it for short intervals.
Yes. There's different methodologies to it. More so the second. Thanks. Okay, you got it. I see you, Sup Talk Radio. What's up?
Good question.
What if you're focused? Oh no, what if you're forced into taking a medication that causes gain? How do you counteract that? Okay, so there's a few different points to this.
Preferably, I would like to address that through activity, not too much food, but if you're in a cutting phase already, and a lot of times when the medicines give you weight gain, not every medicine, they tend to be more inflammation and water gains. So there's really nothing you can do to affect it because you didn't put on fat. You're taking fat to lose from the water.
And what happens is if you weigh yourself and think it's fat, sometimes it makes you say, fuck it, I give up. And then the fat will start accumulating because you start saying F it with your diet and you're overeating.
So if it's bloat, that's where I would focus on maybe upping your water retention.
Water intake.
Sorry. Speak to your doctor. They may advise supplementation to take with whatever medication. I actually don't want to give that advice because I don't know what counter interactions are. Cardio could be good for that. My advice would be cardio, cleaner foods, and more water.
Yeah, and when he says clean foods, like obviously foods
whole foods,
things that aren't super processed, things that aren't super high in sodium, which
can
cause can cause you to crave more highly palatable foods, which are very dense. And in addition, a lot of these medications, God, I really talk with my hands. A lot of these medications cause an increase in appetite, which would cause the weight gain. That even goes.
But it sounds like causes bloat, though.
And so if that's it, like you said, keep those like super whole, micronutrient dense foods. Try to avoid the processed foods just to avoid any issues that can come about from it. I was going to say, I already washed my fruit. Do I need to Clorox it?
I love you.
Yes. You need to Clorox it, bleach it.
Yes, cup of noodles are totally clean.
Shine it.
But I think on that note, unless you guys have any more questions, I think we got a lot of information out there today. Like I said, so we will have another seminar before Thanksgiving on the 17th. Probably going to focus on Thanksgiving tips and holiday ideas. But if you have stuff you would rather us talk about, please let us know, and we'll either do an entire topic on that or do a split session.
Correct. And in addition, we also have the Thanksgiving food drive going on at RevolutioniZe. You'll see a big orange box when you walk in. If you would like to donate and give back to the food drive, that would be hungry. Amazing. I'll make sure Randy doesn't eat it, and it gets brought to the Fulfill donation site in Neptune. And we also have a candy drive that actually ends tomorrow. So get the Halloween candy out of your house if you feel like it's triggering you, if you feel like you keep mindlessly grabbing a bite,
be nice.
And next thing you know, you ate an extra 500 calories by the end of the day, didn't even realize it, or you just want to be nice. Yes. So bring that in.
It's the season for giving, correct?
Here's the season. And we're here to give as much as we possibly can, you guys. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you need. We're here to give you guys what you're looking for. And we're all about constructive criticism and listening to you. We want to hear it from you. Won't make the candy drive so sad. Just teleport it over. I'm working on that. All right, everybody. So have a wonderful evening. We'll see you again in 2 Thursdays from now.
2 Thursdays.
2 Thursdays. And we love you all. And thank you for joining. We love you. Bye. Bye.